My Adopted Son's Bio Parents Want Him Back Part 1. For years ago, I adopted an 8-year-old boy who was given up for adoption for unknown reasons. His name was Daniel. There was nothing wrong about him in my opinion. He must have been neglected and abused by his heartless biological parents as indicated by his nervous behavior. It took some time, but he warmed up to me and accepted me as his father as I have accepted him as my son. My parents also accepted him as they had a history of adoption in their families. We had our challenges with life since I was a single man working to provide for Daniel. I made good income and I had very lucrative savings to live off of in case of emergencies. We lived peaceful lives until an incident rocked our worlds. Daniel was away at school and I was at work. While working as an average office clerk, my phone gave a notification for my doorbell camera. I checked and saw for people at my doorstep. They were knocking and ringing the doorbell demanding to be answered. I excused myself and informed my boss about the situation. She was understanding and gave me time to try to resolve the issue. I asked them through the app why were they at my doorstep. The 4 people comprised of 2 women and 2 men. A pair of 1 man and 1 woman looked to be seniors, while the other pair seemed to be the age for parents of young children. The parent pair introduced themselves as Daniel's bio parents and the senior pair were his maternal grandparents. I was surprised they had found our address and came to the door. I never met them even during the adoption process since Daniel was in the foster care system for a year before his adoption. Daniel's bio parents told me they wanted Daniel back after their other son had passed away from a car crash last month. I never knew Daniel had a brother, let alone a sibling. I felt bad for Daniel's bio brother's demise, though. They explained they gave up Daniel because they couldn't care for both kids. Daniel's brother was older and needed more care than Daniel. They tried, but they couldn't care for Daniel and his brother at the same time. This ticked me off since I learned from the social worker that Daniel may have faced neglect and some level of abuse during his younger years under his bio parents' care. They signed their rights away, which meant they can't get Daniel back no matter their remorse. I told them it was not possible since they signed away their rights. I'm legally Daniel's father and it's been a few years already. Plus, I won't give him up to people who abandoned him once after making his life miserable. The loiterers looked upset at my reply and threatened to call CPS on me and take me to court. They left after words without any more to say. For the rest of the day, the threats weighed heavily on my mind. What if they did regain custody of Daniel, and what will happen to him? I knew I had to consult a lawyer about this before things escalate to the extreme. I managed to hide the turmoil from Daniel when I got back from school. When Daniel went to bed after dinner and he finished his homework, I called my parents about the situation. They were quite unnerved at the incident and told me I should get a lawyer about it as soon as possible and prepare to defend myself in court. They say I should report this to the police or CPS or any agency before they do. I like to think I'm ready to keep my son, but am still worried and fearful of losing him in court. I'll update later if anything comes up.